Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Hobart begins now.
Good evening. Workers and union bosses are sounding the alarm over Tasmania's health system, with national data showing patients are waiting longer for vital care. The state government under increasing pressure to fix delays, standing by its investment and recruitment into the sector.
Long, exhausting shifts, a lack of resources and growing patient demand. Those are the conditions paediatric nurse Will Gordon says he and his colleagues are confronting every day.
Morale is at its lowest it's ever been. We have nurses who are not picking up extra shifts because they are burnt out, they are fatigued.
Unsuccessfully running as a Labor candidate in last year's election, wanting long-standing issues in our health system dealt with, saying they're getting worse.
Using the emergency as an example, we have nurses looking after up to 10 patients at a time because they're so understaffed.
Recent Productivity Commission data confirming his worries, finding less than half of emergency patients were seen on time in emergency departments, and it's a similar story for Category 1 elective surgery patients.
Seeing us going backwards in terms of elective surgery is very concerning because that means people are not getting health interventions when they need them.
These are very much driven by access and flow challenges across the whole health system, but importantly at our hospital.
The state government maintains it's making significant investments, which are making a difference, including in recruitment.
We're spending record funds on health services each and every day. That's why we're employing more nurses, more doctors.
A claim hotly disputed.
They are not employing enough staff to keep up with the number of people who are leaving the system. And what we see in the budget papers is over $600 million worth of cuts coming out of the health department, including the hospitals, over the next 4 years.
A Tasmanian Health Department spokesperson says it's making headway with measures to improve ED and elective surgery services. Anthony Dodd, 7 Tasmania News.
The state government says it's making good on its promise to deliver 10,000 new social homes by 2032, saying it's almost already halfway there. But it's also being accused of dropping the ball as the public housing shortfall blows out.
It's only been 8 weeks since Sheila moved into her new house, but she's already feeling right at home.
Best move I've ever made. Best move. I absolutely love the unit.
The great-grandmother joins 30 other households, making an entire street of social housing their own.
Very apprehensive at first, hearing about a new neighbourhood. In the first week, I settled in.
Sense of community is quite strong at the moment, and they're very house proud and grateful to have a new home.
The state government's hailing the latest builds a success, clocking over 40% of its target of 10,000 new homes by 2032.
This is about putting a roof over the heads of mums and dads and their families, their kids, and giving them a start in life.
As for how many Tasmanians are still on the wait list, that's a number the Deputy Premier was unable to answer.
Look, I haven't got the exact numbers with me at the moment, but it's a long list.
The figure in December fast approaching 5,000 people.
They haven't taken seriously the needs of social housing and government housing tenants, and the result of that is that we continue to see the wait list grow and the need in the community grow.
As the list blows out, the completion rate of current projects remains a drop in the ocean.
Keep moving and moving fast because the housing waiting list unfortunately has increased and supply and demand is never quite measured up.
Victoria Risto, 7 Tasmania News.
Communities across the West Coast have gathered for a bushfire update this afternoon as several blazes continue to burn across the region. Authorities say they've had some containment success, but we're not out of the woods just yet. High fire dangers are expected to return across the state this week, prompting a renewed safety call. Several tracks still remain closed due to the ongoing threat, with the popular overland track to remain off limits until at least February 23. Tasmania's summer racing festival continues, gates opening at the feature event of the season, the Hobart Cup. Tourists and locals making their way trackside to enjoy the action on and off the field.
Galloping through the gates, locals and tourists making their way trackside at Hobart's big day of racing. Continuing 151 years of tradition, thousands attending despite a few clouds over the racecourse. Some coming for the horses, others for the fashion, all in the name of a fun day out.
It's just an amazing day. Come watch his horse, support the day, support the Tas racing. It's a great event, it's a great community day. So,
for those entering the fashions on the field, it's serious business. A $2,000 prize on the line. Organisers revealing what it takes to be best dressed.
Really, just bring your own individual creative style and a big smile.
For some, it means incorporating unique items.
The jaguar here is a bit of a pin, sort of my favourite animal.
Record sign-ups, bringing anyone and everyone, old and young.
Yeah, are you afraid of the competition, or you think they should be afraid of you?
A little.
But there's something for everyone, some taking on a spot of golf, heading to the trackside driving range, while others decided to have a punt, preferring not to speak about their luck.
Man, no good. Mixed bag, no good.
Either way, bringing friends and family together for a much-needed break. Zeke Gaffney, 7 Tasmanian News.
Protesters also made their way to the racecourse in Hobart. While a peaceful protest, motorists were treated to a range of signs calling for action on the industry. Starting with greyhounds, Animal Liberation wants to put a stop to taxpayer-funded racing.
Then we can get to work with whether this should be legal or not.
Organisers were surprised by some who were giving their support.
A lot of tradies, a lot of truck drivers are sending support as they go by.
They also received a fair share of hate, choosing to laugh it off. It was a bold ambition many thought wouldn't be possible. 6,000 goals in a single day. But 2 local footy legends have done just that and more, easily surpassing both their kicking and fundraising goals.
3,000 each. Try 4. Making for a grand total of 8,000 goals in just 24 hours.
6,000 was a conservative goal, so to go above that is probably something we expected and hoped for.
This unofficial record-breaking pair showing no signs of slowing down at any time of the night.
There was a hell of a lot of banter, both with each other but also at each other.
We always just told ourselves to remind ourselves why we're doing it, and I think that helped us along the way.
Each time they lined up for the goal square, it was all in the name of sick kids and their families. The marathon effort raising more than $11,000 for Ronald McDonald House.
We've actually raised a little bit of money, which is really positive. So
still need more. These sick kids and families always need more for Ronald McDonald House. So whilst we might hit our target here, I think the ceiling continues to rise.
For now though, the on-field celebrations and praise are still sinking in.
He's really good. I think he's a really good footballer.
Before a well-deserved rest.
I dare say we might be icing up a little bit, lying on the couch.
Victoria Risto, 7 Tasmanian News.
Trainer Kieran Maher has bagged a quinella in today's $250,000 Hobart Cup. 600 metres from home, Goldman had opened a 5-length break on the field with Strawberry Rock at the back of the pack. Rounding the bend, Maher's twin runners had drawn almost level with jockey Shane Foley on Promises Kept, the one to run down.
On the outside is Strawberry Rock, Promises Kept, Strawberry Rock, Alhambra Ladders late, Promises Kept and Strawberry Rock. The Maher pair are going to hit the line together. Strawberry Rock does best and Strawberry Rock has won it.
New Zealand runner Alhambra Lad rounded out the top 3. The winner of the 151st Hobart Cup paying $6.30. Meanwhile, Tasmania is back in with the bat in their Sheffield clash against Victoria. Earlier, the Tigers laid down a first innings run target of 236 runs for the visitors. A 4-wicket haul from Kieran Elliott wasn't enough to pull the Victorians up short though. At day 2 stumps, the Tigers are 1 for 43. The Jackies Championship defence is over, failing to make the finals for the first time since joining the national competition. But they did end the season on a high, snapping a 6-game losing streak in front of a sold-out home crowd.
The packed-out crowd at MyState Bank Arena went home happy. The Jackies knocking off Cairns by 7 points.
Does record a win to close out the season.
Milton Doyle, the star of the first quarter, putting the Jackies on the board before hitting 2 3-pointers.
Obviously they lost McVeigh. Oh boy, Doyle's on fire.
Tassie turned up the heat in the Ants' nest early in the second before the Taipans struck back. Cairns close to taking the lead in the third with a few penalties and a last-minute score.
To close the quarter, head down, attack mode, rolls it home.
Heading into the fourth, just 5 points the difference, Jack Crawford dashed the visitors' hopes.
Regular season, Crawford from way downtown. Crawford at the other end, trading 3-pointers.
2 from the line minutes later, ending the Jackies' 6-game losing streak. Extra special win for the team coming in teal round.
You know, spread the word about ovarian cancer and the She Foundation. Important thing for me, having lost to a sister and a mother from cancer.
But it wasn't enough to get the reigning champs into the top 6, marking a fall from grace. It's the first time Tasmania hasn't made finals since entering the competition. The Jackies not focusing on the unfortunate milestone.
We'll just take a break and pump our brakes, and we'll just try to reload and do what we can.
Zeke Gaffney, 7 Tasmania News.
Good evening. Hobart saw 18 today. It reached 24 in Launceston and 22 at both Devonport and Burnie. Luncheon Hill 24, 23 at King Island and Friendly Beaches. Low Head and Strawn 22, 21 at Grove, Maria Island and Bushy Park 19. Lai-Winnie warmed to 15 after an overnight low of just 1 degree. Low cloud blanketed southern and eastern parts today. We saw mostly clear skies in the north and the west, allowing us to see smoke generated by fires in the state's northwest. Low cloud extended over southern Victoria. Convective cloud and thunderstorms are evident over New South Wales, eastern Victoria and southern WA. Tomorrow, a slow-moving high-pressure system will drift along the east. East to southeasterly winds 10 to 20 knots, increasing upwards of 30 knots about the north. Southwesterly swells sit at 2 metres. A strong wind warning has been issued tomorrow for coastal waters between Sandy Cape to St Helens Point and also for the southwest coast. Cloudy in Hobart and Dover for Regatta Day tomorrow, 21, 24 and partly cloudy at Ooze. Launceston, partly cloudy, 26, fine in Devonport, 24, 22 and a bit of cloud at Scottsdale. Sunny in Burnie, 22, similar conditions at Strawn, 24, a windy day at Stanley with 22 degrees. A shower or two for St Helens and Swansea, 19 and cloudy at Ross with 21 degrees. Forecast for Tuesday, fine about the west, isolated showers elsewhere, but more widespread about the east. It will be hot about the west and south on Wednesday. Isolated showers will develop about the north and west, however, more frequent about elevated areas. And on Thursday, hot conditions remain, but it's looking like a soggy Thursday with isolated showers across most parts. Well, I'm not sure where this weekend went, but here's what you can expect across the country tomorrow. Possible storms for Canberra, Sydney, Cairns, Darwin and Broome. Fine in Adelaide though, 34, 28 and partly cloudy in Perth, and much the same in Melbourne with 26 degrees. And it's also partly cloudy in Hobart right now, 17 degrees, but sunny in Launceston and also Devonport. And Lou, who doesn't love a long weekend, but only in the south?
Yes, they certainly do. Thank you for that, Kaya. That's all the news for now. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.